He promised that if we elected him president, it wouldn't be business as usual, right? Well, that's one of the few things he said that's actually true. Everybody knows that a good leader praises his people publicly but criticizes them privately. Not Donald Trump. Not Donald Trump. He thinks loyalty is a one-way street. You're supposed to be loyal to him. He owes you nothing. And if you don't believe me, ask Jeff Sessions. And by the way, Bill, it's just Jeff Sessions at this moment. It's going to be somebody else in 10 minutes, maybe Reince Priebus or Steve Bannon or somebody else. It just goes on and on. Survivor, whatever it is.
My sense is that the frenetic activity that on the outside many of us are not used to, frankly, and many folks in Washington are not used to. I think this is Trump's speed and his pace, and he's quite comfortable with it, Bernie.
Oh, yeah, I think it is. And there may be a political reason, which is to distract from real issues. There may be some of that. But I think it's something else in addition to that. He's a narcissist. I don't think anybody would argue with that except his most loyal supporters who think he walks on water. He's a narcissist. And stuff that would bother you and me and other regular people, I think you're right. I don't think it bothers him at all because he's the center of attraction. Even if it's crazy negative Survivor on page one on the cover of the New York Post attention. He needs that. He craves attention. He goes to rallies, you know, not just to sell a program. He goes to rallies because he needs what the people at his rallies give him. They give him applause. That's his oxygen.
True
he
or,
needs
true
it
or
desperately.
not, his presidency is measured on results. And you can quibble with the personality all day long, but if he gets results, that will be the proof of his presidency. I would submit that to you.
I agree with that.
Conversely, what Newt Gingrich would argue is that get back to the concept of team. I think President Trump understands what a team is all about. Gingrich said this last night with Tucker.
My advice would be, let's go back to remembering the White House should focus on actually solving real things, and people should work together and recognize that the primary opponents are outside the White House. They're not inside the White House.
I think that's logical. Your enemies are outside the White House, not inside the White House. What the president might argue, though, is that he's being betrayed by his own team, and that's what we have heard. Go ahead.
Well, but he may be. But I'm with you in that the results will be how we determine his presidency. But as long as this chaos goes on, he's not going to get any results. Do you think GOP senators and congressmen and women, you think they're going to stick their necks out for this guy? His popularity stinks. That's a technical term. It stinks. He's got his base, and that's all he's got. He's not expanding his base. He's losing people who voted for him. They held their nose and voted for him, but they voted for him. If your popularity is as low as his, congressmen and senators aren't going to stick their necks out for him, and he's not going to get any of the stuff done. So, if, as you say, his presidency will be determined by the results of what he gets done, he's not going to get anything done with this chaos going on.
We'll see.